Heal yourself, heal yourself, your family, and the world. My name is Kendra Stein. I'm going to be your MC for today. So thank you all for taking time to join us. When we get into the presentation, you may want a journal or paper and pen to take notes and capture everything that we will be learning today. To help us get to know each other better, we ask that you rename yourself with your name and the state or country that you're from. So if you see the three little dots at the top right corner of your screen, click on that. And on the bottom of that drop-down menu, it says rename, and you can put where you are from. So, to all of you who have attended one of our presentations, you've heard that we are a group of coaches who have been trained by Hilda Weeman, generational healing, as well as members of WFWP, and we feel inspired to combine our healing work with the vision of WFWP, which is women working together to establish a culture of heart in the family, community, nation, and world in order to achieve genuine and sustainable peace under God. We are becoming a community of support for each other as we meet each month. If you've missed any of our previous webinars, the recordings are available, and the link is in our follow-up newsletter. Our community and participants come from all walks of life, and we represent various cultural and religious backgrounds. So we ask that in all of our conversations today, we use inclusive language that respects both our similarities and our differences. So today, we're going to move into our presentation. A reminder to keep yourself on mute when not sharing so we can limit the background noise. And today's webinar is being recorded and will be shared with you after. So we are today delighted to have Shawna Kemp be our speaker. Shawna is a generational healing coach certified by Hilda Weeman, and she also has a bachelor's in psychology, as this has been her dream since she was little, to be a coach, to be a counselor, to be out there helping others to heal and grow. And Shawna has been putting all of her knowledge into real life practice for many years, as she's been married for 18 years and has four beautiful children, and recently had a baby. So got a little toddler running around now. And so today she's going to share with us her understanding, learning experiences, practical applications in from the book The Conscious Parent. And so really learning moment to moment living and how to be fully present and how we learn to be fully present through our children and our grandchildren. And so I am so excited to be here with Shawna. She is a delight to listen to be a fellow traveler in this life as a coach and as a friend, as a fellow mother, that I know that Shawna puts her whole heart into everything she does. And so I'm really excited to have her now step up and share with us today her presentation. Shawna, the floor is yours.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, everyone. So wonderful to see everybody. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I want this to be this is going to be a little different. This is going to be a little different. This is going to be a little, maybe really, really simple, like super simple. Like it's going to be like, what? This is so weird. What is she talking about? Maybe. Or this is actually going to be like really challenging, because sometimes it's really, really challenging to do like the simple things, like be where you are. Be where you are. Be where you are in the moment. So I'm super looking forward to sharing, my new thoughts, my new ideas, my new feelings. And this is the book, The Conscious Parent by Dr. Shafali. I read this 10 years ago when I had a little baby. So even when I had a little baby, just when I had my first kid, I was already struggling. So I have like notes in here about like baby and like her crying and what that meant and didn't mean. Isn't that fascinating? But then Dr. Shafali has a new book, The Parenting Map, and I just read this recently. So I'll be talking about this book too. Okay, so let's begin. Sharing screen, Chrome tab, present moment. So, hope everyone still sees me, hears me. Um, yeah. If you've ever given a talk before, it's really fascinating what happens to you whenever you're preparing for something. I feel like the universe gives you extra uh, opportunities to practice exactly what you're going to share. I started to practice, especially this month, what I've actually been learning all about this present moment stuff. And I noticed how a lot of the time I was not in my present moment. I was not right here, right now. I was either thinking of the past, maybe there was a past conversation I had with someone. I was critiquing it, I was dissecting it. Does anybody do that? Like when you had a conversation and you're like, "Oh, I should have said this," or "I wonder if they took it as that," and you're just overthinking, overthinking. Or I'm in the future. I'm stressing about something that may happen, will happen, might happen, could happen. Um, and then you're in the future. Like you're in the past or in the future, but oftentimes I was noticing I'm not here. I'm giving this talk not because I'm the master of this topic. I'm giving this talk because this is a challenge for me. And yeah, it's a challenge for me to usually accept where I am instead of wanting to change it a little bit or I'm resisting it. And like Kendra said, I've got 4 kids, and this life with little kids, I find so many moments with them, stuff I don't want to do, stuff I don't like to do. And I want to normalize, this isn't about enjoying every moment, actually. You don't have to. Guess what? You don't have to. For some reason, hearing that makes me feel relief like, oh, phew, pressure a little bit off. You don't actually have to enjoy every moment. There are tough moments. I don't like to change my baby's diaper while he's twisting himself, twisting himself, twisting himself. I don't like to put him in the car seat while he locks his legs up and holds onto the hanging bar from above and then fights. I don't like my girls fighting. I don't like the punching and the kicking and the biting. I don't like the yells. There's a lot that I don't like. And actually, a lot of it is probably like house stuff. The stuff that you do every day, every day, every day. Did I say every day? There's stuff that happens every day. And I'd like to first give yourself permission to be like, I don't like this moment. And that's okay. Sometimes I stress myself and I give my own my own self stress. I'm like, oh my God, I should be enjoying this. Oh my goodness, I should be enjoying this moment. Oh no, you can release the pressure. You can release the guilt of trying to enjoy every moment. And maybe the better question is hopefully at the end of your day or whenever you are snug in your bed and really comfortable and really quiet, I hope you have some meaning. um, Maybe if we stop chasing kind of happiness and look for some meaning instead. And at the end of the day, most of the time, I feel really, really worthy and really, really purposeful and really important with what I'm doing. Um, I'm maybe not very productive sometimes. And the whole schedule changes so much when you have little ones. Anyway, but my time with my kids is very important to me and my presence with them. And there's also a lot of other emotions besides feeling happiness. And that is okay. And that's normal, especially if you have little ones that you're taking care of, taking care of, taking care of, so much giving. And yes, so instead of labeling kind of good, bad, this is good, this is bad, oh, this is a tantrum, this is bad, it just is. It just is. And these new thoughts have really kind of been a little life changing. So I hope by the end of this talk that you, wherever you are in your life, that you start to see where you are, feel it, hear it, engage your senses, and step into your moment. And kids absolutely um, are amazing at bringing us into the present moment. So, children, this is my little family. On the right, that was me when I was pregnant. I had our little fourth kid, first boy, a year and a half ago almost. Children inhabit a world of it is, not a world of it isn't. And yeah, I often joke with people. Of course, it's a joke, but also it's not a joke because, of course, when you joke, there's a little bit there's reality in it. I don't know if I ever wanted kids, and I always laugh at this part. And now I have four. Oh my goodness! And I truly all of them, except for one, all of them were really planned and desired and wanted. But before I had my fourth, a friend actually told me how she sees me having more kids and how I could do it. And I was really astounded, like, what? Me have another one? Oh, I was so scared. Like, it was already a lot having those three. And then it took me about 6 years to finally open my heart again. And that was a whole beautiful, beautiful experience of going through therapy and having friends encourage me. And like my heart, like, really opened up to, like, okay, I can do it. I can be courageous. Anyway, in my friend group, they recently told me that I'm the mom of the group. And in my neighborhood here, I'm the neighborhood mom. And um, I'm with kids a lot. So, of course, in my case, like a little too much. So I'm always trying to also go away and be away from them because, sometimes spending, yeah, a little too much time with them. But somehow God, the universe, really believes in me and trusts me to cherish and to nourish um, these most beloved children, and in turn, me. For me to really grow, for me to actually have fun, through them, I get to not only reparent myself, I get to be a kid again in all the fun ways, the fun parts, the pool times, the picnics, the pizza parties, the s'mores, the camping. I get to enjoy all the good stuff too. Yes, a lot of lows as well, but I get the highs too. And as the default parent, usually the mom, we get the sweetest moments with them. And we also get the usually the most challenging ones too. But I've never felt more courageous. I used to really be scared of them. And when I say used to, I mean a long time ago. I'm just kidding. Like every day I have some fear. But that's usually if I have fear inside of me. Anyway, I'll talk about that for a moment. But often during the day, I somehow I feel really courageous and really amazing and powerful, and yeah, like kind of amazed that I'm doing this because I used to have a lot more fear. Um, like I never thought I could do this, and here I am, killing it. And if I'm in my higher self, if I'm in my adult self, um, and so what? Okay, so throughout this presentation, we're gonna take some time. I hope you have a little notebook maybe next to you or a pen. Jot down, or in the group chat, jot down what's something you did or do that you really thought you never could or would, you never could be good at, but you actually turned out to be like really good at it. Like, what's something that surprised you? Like a pleasant surprise. Like, oh, I thought I could never do that. And oh my God, I did it. And I kind of did it well, I think. Okay, so here's our first pause. Jot it down in your notebook or think about it or write it in the chat. And one day I will see the chat once I get out of all these speaker notes. Okay, next. Um, I hope on this call, I don't know, but I invited my librarian to join this call because she's really important to me. Okay, so this is a picture of, let's say, school library. Um, I want to give a shout out to the library. And there's a woman, Miss Lisa, that I've been attending her story times for almost 10 years. And so I'm going to guess that most of us have kids on this call. But if you don't have kids, um, you can still go to story time. You can go to the library. Your local library probably has a few story times a week. Um, you might look a little weird. You can sit in the back, but you can join in on story time. Um, if you need a smile, if you are down, go to story time or volunteer at a school or just be around children. Um, get on the floor. When's the last time we were on the floor? When's the last time we pretended to be a dog? When's the last time you barked like a dog? Our children's language, their first language really is movement, and play. And they want us also to play all the time. It's so annoying, isn't it? I often find it's so annoying. But man, they're constantly in the here and the now. Um, and with this last, so I went to the library often with my first three, and then, taking a break. And now that I have a little kid again, I've been going consistently to the library for 5 months now, and I love it so much. It makes me so happy singing the songs. Usually, to be honest with you, my boy is mostly out of the out of the room. Then he comes back into the room. Then he's out of the room, and I'm just there sitting, crisscross applesauce, just singing, praising, and smiling, and just these little things is what I've really been focusing on, and singing songs, for example, or coloring with crayons. Do it, try it. If you're down, if you're try picking up a crayon and coloring with it. See what feelings you start to have, and it's a little bit life changing for me. So pause again. What songs do you remember from your childhood? Is there a certain song that your mom or your dad used to sing to you? Maybe there's a melody that you remember. Um, Maybe you're writing that in the group chat. And I'd like to take a moment and be weird. Um, so, the new theme of our upcoming mom group theme is Make It Awkward. Make it awkward. So, should we make it awkward now? Should we sing together? I know, ew, singing together, but maybe like whisper a song. I know if we all unmute, it would probably sound really horrible. We're all going to be at totally different paces. But anyway, what's a song that you're thinking of? Maybe you can hum it to yourself in your head. Maybe you can sing it out loud. You could unmute. Um, so
So,
what's
Shawna, we'd love to hear you sing a song. Why don't you
Yes,
demonstrate?
I'm about to. I'm about to.
Woohoo!
I'm building the courage. I'm dragging my feet and build, building the courage. So, no, but seriously, like, it's been really powerful to just sing basic, simple songs, such as Miss Lisa, are you here? Ma'am, ma'am. I thought you were going to help me. Look, I'm looking on the side to see, like, so I can see all the people. Okay, so head, shoulders, knees and
Knees and
toes,
toes.
head,
Head,
shoulders,
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 knees,
knees, and toes.
knees
knees
and
and
toes,
toes.
eyes
Eyes
and
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 ears,
ears
ears.
a
and
mouth
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 and
and
nose,
nose,
head
and
and
and shoulders,
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 knees and
knees,
knees and
and
toes.
toes.
toes,
knees
knees
and
Knees,
and toes.
Mm.
toes.
I know, it's so weird, right? Make it awkward. That's going to be our new theme for this year. But seriously, sing a childlike song and do it really slowly. And I'm telling you, see how you feel. It's crazy. Like, I'm there and I'm like the loudest singer at library story time. And my kid's not even there, but I'm like, oh my God, it's about me. Like, I am here to to fill up my cup and to remember, you know, it's all pretend. Kids know how to pretend so well. It's your imagination, and you're really igniting your senses, and you're seeing the body parts, and you're touching, and just engage your senses. So, another point. Pause. What is something around you right now? What tiny thing can you focus on right here, right now, that you can get into? I don't even know what I mean by that, but like you can absorb. Like maybe your back is on this pillow and you're just feeling the comfort of this pillow. Maybe your hand is touching the chair and you're noticing the sensation, the texture of this chair. Or maybe you're looking out the window and you actually do see a bird right there perched on your electrical lines. Like right here, right now, what's around you? What can you do to enter deeply into this present moment? Okay, before you all think I'm on drugs, let's move on. Wait, oh yeah. Okay, so conscious parenting. It means that in our interactions with our kids, we asked me, am I? The focus is on you as the parent. Am I? As parents, we look into what am I bringing to this relationship in this moment that is mine to own and not my children's to receive. So sometimes I view my kid as the problem. I'm just kidding. I view them as the problem all the time, guys. No, but seriously, what if it's me? Like most of the time, I think it's, oh, if you didn't have your tantrum, I'd be feeling better. Or if you didn't, da da da, I wouldn't have yelled. If you buckled in the car the first time I asked, I wouldn't have lost my temper. But so strong was my pain, my wounds in my own self, that it just brings me into survival mode, usually. Their will clashes with mine, their desire clashes with mine, and this clash, that's what really invokes some fear, maybe even terror. Maybe their tantrum puts me into my adult tantrum. Sometimes I lose my mind trying to control them, dominate them. I make them the problem. I'm blaming them. When maybe sometimes it's in me. So conscious parenting is kind of really strange and weird, and I know this is a hard pill to swallow, but the foundation of it is it's about me. How am I showing up? What's inside of me? I remember Kendra, you were once talking about like we have a wound, we have a wound on our body parts. So yes, if it drags on something, ouch, but the wound is in us. It was something within me that I had buried deep, a part of me that had little conscious awareness. And, everything starts with awareness. It's my wounded little self girl. You see, there's an emotional separation that exists between the present and the past. That is pivotal to understanding my reaction. I react to the present moment on the basis of wounds from my own childhood. The old wounds are old, they're from the past. This is the awareness that I've been pondering. Um, your presence is powerful, it is vital. Your presence is their present. Kids want attunement. Kids want you. Kids want your presence. I know, Miss Myrna, you just had an email come out. I think it was entitled "Presence is Love." So, when your kid is in front of you, do you see them? Do you hear them? Right at this minute, no agenda. Accepting our children in their as is state requires us to surrender our ideas of who they should be. Yep, should be. Yield to the everyday adventures, the ever shifting adventures of parenthood. Maybe your child can lead the way. This is why parenting a young child is our greatest opportunity for change. So, we have this traditional model, right? That it's all about the kids changing their bad behavior. Um, a lot of punishment, um, criticizing, shaming. Yeah. What if it's about me? How am I showing up? What am I bringing to this moment? How is my mood inside of me right now as I'm hearing this tantrum? Sometimes a tantrum doesn't bother me. I'm like, oh, because I'm cool inside. I'm good. I don't have to go pee at that moment. I'm well fed. I had a good morning. I'm not bothered, right? Sometimes, same thing, same tantrum, same trigger, and you're really bothered. So that's just the time for you to go in. What did I need at that moment? What's wrong? What's wrong, little Shawna? So we are creating a new you, a new me is being made. And what if the focus from the start was the spotlight that we turned on us? Instead of fixing the kids, it's about fixing ourselves. Then we would understand that until we reparent ourselves, I wouldn't truly be able to raise my kid. If I am focusing on my kid, then I'm usually either in a controlling part or I'm managing. Um, yes, I can control sometimes. I know it's a hard pill to swallow. So in this, we see a beautiful mirror. If you are unable to access think of, okay, pause again here. So what's something that is hard for you to access, to feel, to tap into, to absorb? If you can't have that, it's going to be hard to mirror that to your own child. I hope that makes sense. We function as mirrors for our children. So, for example, joy. If your kid never sees you like smile and be happy sometimes, not all the time, not all the time. Remember, you're allowed to not enjoy all the moments. Then it's going to be hard for them to also see that it's possible. Okay, look at this beautiful picture of Sleeping Beauty. The awakening. Through our children, we get these front row seats to our immaturity. Kids are awesome at evoking our powerful emotions that cause us to feel as though we aren't in control. We have the frustration, we have the insecurity, we have the angst. Of course, our children don't make us feel this way. They merely awaken. They awaken our unresolved emotional issues from our childhood. But we can blame them easily because they're vulnerable and mostly powerless. but only by facing up to the fact that it isn't our children who are the problem, but it's our own unconsciousness. It's our own stuff that's inside of us. This is really when transformation begins. And as always, step one, usually awareness, awareness, pause. Simply observe your emotions, honor them, sit with them, grow with them. No judging, no shaming, no blaming. Just see it. Just see it. Just notice it. It is what it is. Conscious parenting changes the situation. By focusing on you, the parent, it forces you to change the entire energy towards your kids. And of course, we're talking about kids, but this is energy towards anybody, really. Spouse is a whole other thing. Instead of trying to control them, you work on connecting with them. Instead of teaching them, you're trying to learn from them. Instead of leading them, you're guiding them. You try to become their ally, be like a partnership, together, a team. And here's where baggage comes into play. If your kid is having a meltdown or being disrespectful, what comes up inside of you? What thoughts pass through your mind? Do you want to yell? Do you take it personally? I definitely often take it personally. How dare you say that to me? I'm your mother. Do you freeze? Do you flee? I hold the power. It's how I respond. Look at this beautiful red trigger button. Each of us is triggered on a daily basis by all kinds of things. As parents, we are especially susceptible to being triggered because our kids are usually around us and in constant need of us. But my response, how am I going to respond, is contingent on my own inner healing. The more healed I am, the more calm I am already inside of myself, the more consciously I'll respond. It's almost a spiritual process here. Kids, yes, they will expose your own inner lack, your own inner wounds. By mirroring your own inner self, your children reveal how you need to grow and how you need to heal. How much of your past traumas and your wounds are affecting your present emotional state. The more we've healed our past baggage, the more our present moment can be chill. Of course, it's more than anybody else, right? It's usually our kids that show us all the ways that we're broken. And gosh, we can so easily project all of our stuff also onto them. But we can start to ask better questions. Why am I feeling this way around my kid? What within me feels fear? What within me feels lack around my kids? How is this moment with my kid reminding me of something from the past? Or when have I felt similarly in other areas of my life? These are more of the self-reflective, the self-accounting questions. So the next time your child triggers a mood in you, instead of reacting out of frustration, just see if you can take a moment, sit with your reaction to see what it's about. And just the willingness to look inside of you, there's that pause, there's that little space. It's coming from you. Just this awareness will create a tiny shift. And you can think, how can I respond now? Then you take your next step. To be triggered is to be in resistance to whatever may be happening in your life. By reacting, we are saying, I don't want the situation. I don't like the way things are. In other words, when we resist the way life manifests itself in our kids or our friends or our spouses, we are refusing to accept life as it is. Then there's no acceptance, actually. If you're refusing, you're fighting, you're pushing away. We feel threatened at that moment. Our ideal view of ourselves is being shaken. We are definitely attached to that ideal view of ourselves. Consciousness means being awake, truly awake to everything we are experiencing. It involves being able to respond to the reality in front of us as it unfolds in the moment. It is what it is. To be in a state of consciousness means we approach reality with the realization that life just is. We got to do a little bit more flowing. Flowing. Look at this beautiful picture. Flowing with the current, riding the wave. So the first step to changing our reality is actually not to change it at all. It's to accept it. Acceptance, no resistance, and just our inability to embrace our reality is in what is going on right now. That's what keeps us stuck. The key is to start with what is, not what isn't. We respond to our kids where they are rather than pushing them to where we want them to be. See them as right here, right now. Who are they right here, right now? Um, so acceptance, embracing this moment. Pause, respond to it instead of reacting. And there's nothing passive about acceptance. It involves your entire heart, your entire being, not just in the mind. It's really a lively process. Accepting right now, let go of your fantasies. And the degree to which you accept yourself, that's linked to our ability to accept them. Even if the child is in pain or in distress or pitching a fit, can you accept this state as natural and therefore whole, even their tantrums? And that actually has really helped me just to realize, oh, crying is normal. Tantrums are normal. Kids being kids and fighting, that's especially, if they're young, like that's normal child behavior. And instead of me taking it so personally, of like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? Because I would go to, oh, what's wrong with me? How can I not handle this situation? How can I not? And then that brings me into a whole spiral. It's like, oh, okay, this is normal. Yeah, she's mad that her took her toy. Oh yeah, of course. You're upset that they left without you. Duh. And like just sitting in that moment and having compassion and just normalizing that. Then you can finally dance with life, the flow. And yeah, your feelings should have a presence in the room. Pain, pain will come, the tantrums will come. And if I can also wake up in the morning and be like, oh yeah, uh, tantrums will come, there will be crying. That's normal. So again, my example, like especially when my baby cried a lot last year, well, even even now, but it's really hard for me to accept like his crying. Like, why are you doing this? I take it so personally. But children are meant to be kids. It's normal. And we misinterpret this as unnatural or abnormal. But then we're trying to change it. Like it just is. He's crying. And then I also don't have to go to my old childhood wounds of like, oh, I'm not enough. That's where I would go to sometimes. Oh, I'm not enough. I can't help him. I can't save him right now. He's still crying after I offered him this and this and this. Oh my God, he's still crying. Oh, I'm not enough. I'm not enough. And where does that go back to? Maybe my relationship with my parents. Oh, I can't help them more. And it's like, wow. I create all this, and oftentimes with these big triggers, it's something inside of you. So think of that too. um okay. This is a beautiful picture of my daughter um in our front street. So life is wise. Trust life. If I'm trying to control and trying to change and resist, then I'm actually not accepting and I'm not trusting. Interesting. If you don't let it be, if you're not accepting that, that means you're not trusting the wisdom of life or of God. All of life situations serve the purpose of our spiritual involvement. We're growing. And if I can see everything as a potential teacher, then there's embracing. You embrace what life is sending your way. You're not at war with it or even you're not in love with it. It just every single thing is an opportunity. It's really simple. Life is wise. To understand that life is wise, it is a wise teacher. It's willing to show us our higher self. And so constantly we're having opportunities how to change our, instead of seeing this as like, oh, why are you like this, and oh, this problem child, it's like, oh no, maybe this is just another opportunity, maybe this is another invitation for me to grow. It's a total mind shift. Our children's behavior is a response to our energy. We have much influence, actually, with how our, wait a sec, no, scratch that part. The fact is, children learn how to relate to their experiences from how we relate to our own. So you don't have to do anything about it. You show them, you model them, you become it. Um, I thought of the beautiful quote, on multiple occasions, Jesus used the term childlike. He told a group of followers that unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. So, another pause here. Jot down or in the chat, what is childlike for you? What do you think Jesus was talking about, being childlike? I know where this is not a whole philosophy, and I'm sure there's so many answers, but uh, what ways can you be more childlike? Children's innocence makes them capable of demonstrating the kind of compassion and the love and the forgiveness that many of us cannot experience, that we can't even experience anymore. Maybe sometimes we can be childlike, uh, not childish, right? No one likes this childish behavior, but childlike. So when we enter a tantrum, we can become very childish. We can have our own adult tantrum, but what's childlike for you? Like what things what do you think Jesus was talking about being childlike? And in what ways do you want to be more like a kid? That's from Matthew 18, by the way. Um, so look at these beautiful clocks. Children live in the present moment. Us adults, usually we're living in the past or in the future. So pause, ask yourself, are you usually in the past? Are most of your thoughts like past oriented or present or future? So here's a tip. If you have a lot of regret, guilt, you're probably in the past. If you have a lot of anxiety, you're probably in the future. Kids live in right here, right now, or right here, right now. And we often live in a fearful world of what if, what if, what if, what if. But that's anxiety. That's in the future. Or we hold on to regrets and grudges. That's in the past. That's still not in the present. So it's actually really interesting to go through this whole experiment of like just see like how often you're either in the past or in the future. And yeah, redirecting our thoughts from the past or the future into the present moment is key. There's so much we can do in the present moment if we apply our full presence, if we're here. It's this moment that has opportunity and invitation right here, right now. And Dr. Shafali often says, like, okay, the next time your kid, you know, has whatever, the next time there's a problem, that's the next moment. That's the moment that you're going to step in. Like, you get what I mean? Like, and if you mess that up, no problem. There'll be another moment. That'll be the moment. That will be the present moment for you to step in, or for you to respond differently, or for you to try something differently. So we don't need to wait to start something in the future. We start with now, one small step, then another. This is how the present moment becomes the birth canal for a whole new tomorrow. Entering the present moment. It's not just a practice, but it's a lifestyle. Entering the now. So, what about the present moment is causing anxiety? or the next time you have anxiety, or the next time. Most of the time, the answer is actually nothing. Why is this moment creating angst? Well, either the bad thing already happened or that we imagine it is going to happen. But usually, actually, the present moment, it's always just as it is supposed to be. Our resistance to it is is the nature. Our resistance to its as is nature is the problem. So here's a little suggestion. Is the now really terrible? Is the now really terrible? This was from inside the book. Asking yourself that question is a wonderful way for us to realize that rarely, usually, it's not terrible. Yes, it may be a challenging moment. That is okay. But then we can enter a state of gratitude and surrender. And these two elements make a powerful combination to enable peace and joy. So try asking yourself that question, and you'll discover the magic of the now. Is now really terrible? Like, really think about, yeah, where you are right now. Look at this beautiful picture. This is childhood. Children live mostly in abundance and joy. Do you ever get jealous of your kids' joy? Haha, haha, I do. Whereas we live in lack and fatigue and anxiety. So, one thing she encourages, something practical, is find the yes in parenting. So, kids want a lot. I have one daughter that wants a lot, desires a lot. And okay, I'm not saying be permissive and overindulge, but the intention isn't to actually give it physically or materially cave in or indulge your child's sense of entitlement, but instead to emit this energy that their desires are understandable and valid. All the while, be acutely aware that your kid's wishes might not be practical at this point in time. But it's just about this attitude. It's natural and normal. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. You want ice cream for dinner? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I want ice cream for dinner. Yes. Oh, yeah, we're still not going to have ice cream. But oh my God, yeah, I want ice cream too. Like, really, that that has been mind blowing. So just because we can't indulge our children's desires in the present moment doesn't mean they aren't able to nurture them for a later manifestation. And then they can plan it. And then sometimes even the planning is the fun part. That's part of the process. So it's just having this abundance based mindset. Children come into the world with a gigantic yes in their souls. They don't see lack or unworthiness around them. Instead, they see the world through the eyes of abundance and expanse. Everything has the potential to cause them wonder and awe. So that's the beauty of children. If you're around them, you can just be like, wow, God. I mean, just staring at them and enjoying their presence. They're constantly, yeah, they live in openness, trust, abandon. I'm thinking all the fun stuff right now, the water sprinklers, the popsicles, the splashing in the bathtub, the making waves in the bathtub, living big, getting dirty, jumping in muddy puddles. That's what kids do. Of course, we adults rarely let ourselves be like that anymore. I'm thinking of my one of my daughters. She loves the rain. So when it's raining, she loves walking in the rain. She loves jumping in the puddles. Sometimes that's hard for me to watch. I'm like, "Oh, but don't come in with your shoes. Oh, why are you getting wet? Oh." I don't know. Maybe got to join her. Jump in the puddles. Walking down the street. She's living life, man. Living life truly. This is really what kids teach us. This is my last little one. Y'all, babies give you a total different rhythm to your day, right? There's so much slowing down. And that was so hard. Just like you think you're unproductive, you think you're not doing anything, but you're doing something so important. Sometimes just holding the baby. That's what is needed right here, right now, at this moment. They just need to be held. I'm sorry, you can't do the dishes right now. You have to sit down and you have to hold. And that's where you can really surrender. That's where you can really you enter the present moment. There's so much slowing down. Have you watched a 2-year-old try to buckle themselves into the car? Me do, me do. So you do one of the buckles, and then you wait, and you wait, and you wait. So much waiting, so much patience. It's wild. But this is the period of dropping all your attachments to whatever you want to do. This is the moment. This is the moment. A baby tells you, "Hi, I'm here. Be with me. I'm here. Be with me in this moment." You got to do less. You got to let the dishes go. You got to let the house go a little bit more. Then, yeah, success is measured totally different to them. Then toddlerhood. Ooh, what a mess. What a mess toddlerhood is. And he is such a mess right now. All these desires, all these wishes kick in. Child watch, we go every morning to the YMCA. Child watch calls him no John. No John, because he's constantly doing something he's not supposed to. He's constantly doing a little pulling, a little pushing, a little grabbing, a little hair pulling. Their little hands, how strong they are. He's exploring his world. He's on the go. My husband and I, we were just talking about this. We were hoping we'd have this like little quiet, playing with Legos in a corner type of boy, with little glasses. Just like I think, just like yes, his mom said that he had like 2 sticks all day long and he just played with them. Nope. Nope, that's not what we got. We got a boy that's on the go. You gotta join him. It's exhausting. It's very, very exhausting. But wow, it's so magnificent to witness his sense of self, his independence. He thinks he's invisible and limitless. And again, with every stage of development, with every stage, there's new opportunities. There's things that we can learn and things that we can enjoy again. We can go back to our childhood again. Toddlerhood is about the open spaces and the empty boxes. There's so much unknown for us, and that's another challenge, right? Unknown. But I get to watch him have so much curiosity, so much zest, and it is magical. Um, no stage in your childhood's development offers you a better opportunity to learn the power of moment by moment being. Kids are being. They're beings. They're not really interested in the do. They just are, they're still gonna walk on my white carpet with their muddy shoes. They don't mean to. They don't mean to. It's not intentional. It's not personal. They don't care about the white carpet. I care about it. They don't. Our children provoke and evoke our internal experience by what they do and say. They don't create our internal experience. If I'm showing anger or sharing my anger, that's because there's anger inside of me right now. Our internal experience is what creates the reaction. Our internal experience is what creates the reaction. Owning up to this fact that our internal worlds were already there by the time our kids came along. That's the key to being able to own up to our parenting garbage in the present moment. Ooh, 158. Wow, have I been talking this long? So, on the side left, that's my daughter. She just graduated 5th grade. That was our first picture we took of her. I said, let's take a picture. So that's what she did because she's a teenager now. And it took about 13, 14 pictures for us to get a normal picture. Here's my other children. So I have to close my talk. Well, as we approach the end of it, I have to show you this picture. This is a really, really important picture to me. It's my sink. I didn't do anything differently. I didn't change anything up. This actually looks pretty darn good, although I probably shouldn't label it. But this is my sink. This is where I spend a lot of time. A lot of time. Sometimes I want to be here. Sometimes I do not. this is just life. Like I said, this talk is a very, very, we're going down to the basics here, people. Okay. We're going down to the basics, to the simplicity of life. Um, so sometimes I really hate doing the dishes. I don't want to be here. I'm here too often during the day. Or uh, the dishes signify that I ate. The dishes signify that we ate. The dishes signify that I had people around me that I ate with. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm looking out that window and I have like beautiful trees right out there, and I'm just like, I don't want to be here. I want to be outside. I want to be outside. But then as I wash each dish, I try to enter the present moment. I imagine the soap as the soap is the soap washing my heart. I'm washing my heart. Every dish I pick up, I'm washing my heart. I'm washing my body. I'm trying to enjoy the warm water on my hands. I'm cleaning something. I'm bringing this dish back to life as I bring myself back to life. I'm accepting this moment. And like I've said, children live in a being state, whereas we usually are in a doing state. Even their doing comes from their being, being playful, being explorative, being curious, being adventurous. A child has no real agenda other than being in the moment and flowing with what shows up in the moment. And of course, I totally get there's a whole other talk about limits and rules. And yeah, I know you want to sit all day and watch TV. Yes, cool. Maybe we can do that a little bit. And we're also going to be going to school or going outside. So I'm all for all those rules, but that's a whole other talk. So, um, yeah, cleaning the house is important to me. Uh, Keeping a house is important to me, but if I was really to look at that issue deeply, it's really sometimes my anxiety. I have anxiety inside of me right now. So I'm trying to control my house and control all the people. That's when I start doing rage cleaning. It's a whole other cleaning. It's called rage cleaning. Anybody else know that? My kids don't care about all the standards that I keep for my house. They're my standards, actually. And yeah, anyway, so just all those like new thoughts really have made me think of everything I do really differently. And it brings so much wonder and delight into my everyday moments. Here's a few questions to ponder. You can jot them down, um, or I can show them a little bit later as well. I just have a couple more minutes here. Our kids don't usually need our ideas, or our expectations or a dominance or a control, or like I've said, a clean house. They need for us. They need our presence. They want us to be attuned to them, attuned with our engaged presence. And really, awareness is this first step, and it's the essence of becoming a conscious parent. So, like I did before, right here, right now, wherever you're sitting, right here, right now, feel the chair cushion under your butt. Um, Maybe some of you have grandkids and you watch your grandkids every few days or once a week. When you're next to your grandkid or your spouse, caress their body. Feel feel all their edges, all their curves. When you're outside, or if you go outside, the first thing, look up, see what color the sky is. I have so many birds in my yard. I love finding them, seeing exactly which bird is making that that call. You know, you become an adult when now you start to bird watch, and you're like, oh wow, look at that bird. Oh, it says such and such. Let your kids lead. Let your grandkids lead. Make a fort with them. Like I said, get on the floor and be a dog. Summertime is coming. Make a lemonade stand. Last week, my kids were out selling bracelets. They made the bracelets and then they sold the bracelets. This is real kid stuff. You know, they're alive. They're always alive. They're always uh, being something. and I get to watch them and borrow all their joy. So next time they ask you for something, if you can say yes, say yes. If you want to say yes, say yes. Maybe even surprise them. Surprise them. Say absolutely. Sometimes I like to surprise my kids, and I'm like, absolutely. And they'll stare back at me and they're like, where's my mom? Where's my real mom? And I'm like, it's me. So I get to experience it all again. But really, every human being, with every single human that we are with, they're so unique. They're so sacred. Everything. Before I throw out some trash, I usually bow my head or thank it. Before I go on a trip, I usually pat my van and I'm like, thanks, van. Come on, we got this. So be attuned to the little things. It's the tiny things in your day. And it's really, really been powerful to see through your kids' eyes, to see through your grandkids' eyes. They make us young. They remind us of the beauty, of the wonder of the present moment. I'm going to stop sharing and come back so I can see all of your beautiful faces. Did I stop sharing? Oh, yeah, great. I did. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I see it. I see it. So, it's 2:06. I would love to hear a few comments or aha moments, or maybe this was horrible. You can say that too, and or just what tiny thing, because we're talking about basics here, simplicity of life. That's
I
around.
can go, Shawna.
Yeah, go on.
I loved that when you put that my presence is my present. That really resonated with me. That my value in relationship is being present, that's a gift. And and that tied into, you said kids like open spaces and empty boxes. And so this like emptiness, this spaciousness, this openness to, we don't have to do things for them or say the right thing to them or like have so much pressure to like do, right? You said it's more about be. So just be in that empty space with them. And that's the gift. And there's less pressure. It's just this like letting go and being. And I love that so much. That really resonated with me. Thank you.
Yes. Hallelujah. Yes. Thank you, Kendra. Yeah.
Svetlana is raising her hand.
Uh,
Thank you for pink
May
story.
I ask?
Story about dishes. Yeah, it's really can relate. Yeah, can be tired from washing dishes, but if see from other side, like you said, thankful what we have a food to eat and like we have a people to feed. Yeah, thank you. It's like comforting. Thank you.
Thank you, Svetlana. Yeah.
I was going to say, as I did in the chat, that you replace children with the other person. It's just any relationship. A lot of these things, will are also important, good advice, wisdom, etc., etc. Whatever triggers us in any relationship is something to look at. Thank you, Shana, for your wisdom.
Thank you, Auntie. Yep, for sure.
You can
No,
go
I'm
ahead
with.
and if you're unmuted, you can go ahead and speak. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to ask,
Sorry. Go
what
ahead.
time do you have in the moment in your country? Because I missed some of these wonderful meetings because I couldn't translate it into the Finnish time, you know. I am from Finland. In my country here, it's now 21:10 or something. So I have a problem with joining the meetings because I never find out what is the real time. Yeah, that is for me. That, to live in the present. It's a time problem, you know. So I don't know. You said you have now 2 o'clock, something over 2 o'clock, and that's Pacific time. What do you have?
Right here, right now, where
Pacific?
I am is Eastern time, but we're all in different zones.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We can send you
Mhm.
more.
Also, we'll send out the
Because the link what
recording.
I get with opening also the Zoom, I can. I'm sorry.
Everything is recorded and we will send out the recording. So if you did miss a portion of it, you can go back and watch it.
Yeah, but
Yes.
it's nice to be
It was
also
fun,
present. You know, we can.
but acting.
Yeah, I understand. Of course, it's nice to be
And it's a
present, to connect face to face, of course.
Liz, did you want
I
to
mean,
say something? You had unmuted too.
Yes, I did.
Go ahead.
Um, I feel this is like a revolutionary talk. Um, I mean, for me, yeah, my person is my mom. I just came back from having lunch with her, and yeah, I feel it's revolutionary. Yeah, what I was taught was being busy, being accomplished. Um, yeah, and having my own kids. Like I didn't feel I was good at it. Yeah, I don't feel I'm good at being with my mom. I don't feel like I'm good at anything I do, really, because I'm choosing more to follow my heart. And I was never good at just like going to school and having a career. I wasn't good at that. And my grades like became really bad and I kind of gave up. So I feel now like your talk from this book is like what the way it's like this revolutionary time of like today I went to be with my mom and I was doing that was just being present to her. And I called her. I'm so scared to be near her. And my husband's like, just call her and ask mom, would you like me to stop by today? I'm going to be in the area. Would you like that? Rather than I'd like to go over, it would be normal to be together with you. You know, I moved here because of that. But she's like, yeah. And then, from her original mind, she wants to spend time. But my husband said she must be scared to be with you, Liz. They're scared of both of us, like being here. It's so uncomfortable for them because I'm so present. I'm practicing presence for like many years now, and it makes people very uncomfortable, like my mom. So, yeah, this talk really helped me to remind myself I'm on the right track, that we're doing something new. And and so I really appreciate all your examples and yeah, I took a lot of notes. But I feel like I'm not good at it, but like I shared, yeah, but yeah, because it's not meant for me, these other things. And but I had a really good meeting with her. I could be present to her, and she could open up because I was just present. I wasn't like thinking about what I'm going to do next. So I love your talk. Thank you.
Thank
I
you,
love
Liz.
you. I'm your
Thank
biggest
you,
fan.
Liz. Yeah, it definitely has been kind of mind-blowing, like total change. Like I've been trying to just sit more, look more, feel more, like engage all my senses, like really like, and it's like I feel like I'm on some beautiful drug, but yeah, it can be like really powerful. Yeah.
And Hanka, you want to
Yeah,
share
I,
something?
I resonate a lot with this because, yeah, at the beginning I was as my mom, hysterical mom, terrible hysterical mom. And with each child, I learned more. And I also went through some programs about parenting. It was similar to conscious parenting. And with this, yeah, but it took me 7 children to learn a lot, much more. And one day, of course, I was also resonating with this cleaning up stuff because when you have such a big family, you're at least expecting somebody's helping. But one day I woke up and I went down and there was a big mess. No one cares. And before I started to scream again, I paused and went for a walk. And I said, okay, just relax. And I went for a walk to nature and I calmed down so peacefully that I came back and I peacefully cleaned the stuff and I was happy because it was really my stuff that I wanted to have clean house, not my children or whoever. So yeah, I'm still learning, but I think through the times I could find a way how to really listen to my children. And sometimes I really need to discipline myself. And I'm saying in my head, don't talk, just listen. Yeah. So I feel like, yeah, I have a nice relationship now with children. But the beginning was terrible. Really terrible mother. Thank you, Shawna, for sharing.
You, Hanka. One
Is
more
there
hand,
anyone
please.
else?
Miss Roseanne?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Shawna, that was amazing. And it's kind of like what you're sharing, that parenting is a spiritual path, like a practice, like Buddhists practice meditation. Parents can practice being present with their children, and it's a beautiful, beautiful practice. And also, the way you're presenting, you're really embracing being present, which I think makes it much easier to absorb because as a presenter, you practice it and it's very obvious. I did want to ask though, what about for a parent that maybe the reaction is so strong, that wound is so strong? What would you recommend for them if that person is really having a hard time, like you said, getting present and responding? And it could be because that wound, it hasn't healed. So do you have recommendations for that?
If your reaction is just too over the top.
Right, right. Because of some inner wound that a parent hasn't dealt with yet. Like, what can they do? Is it too late, or can they still do something about it?
Well, of course it's not too late. It's never too late.
Yay.
But I guess the bigger the reaction, then the more you're like, ooh, okay, let me are you able to like step away or like go into another room or like regroup, or are you able to like wash your hands under cold water and like feel the water? Like are you in a place or area where
Oh,
you can step back?
well, okay.
Or you
As a
mean
parent, what I used to do is just take a break and do some tapping, and that helped me a lot to get through my own emotion, through my own triggers, and then go back to the situation. But I guess what I'm thinking of, and okay, I have a grandchild now, so my kids are grown, but I guess what I'm thinking is way back in the day when I would have a reaction that was so strong. And I think it would have been helpful if I had immediately got some help. Like, I mean, I did do a lot of things, but I'm also thinking of friends who maybe just got so stuck in it and then it was a downward spiral. So things like finding a coach like you, or getting some help with like inner child work, like
yeah, of
who
course.
or where
Yeah,
can people go for something
of
like
course.
that?
Well, we've got lots of coaches right
Can we
here on
put
this call.
that in the chat, like
We can
recommendations?
we can put all of our contact information, and of course it's on the email. You know that. But yeah, yeah, definitely. We have lots of coaches, and I would say yes,
Can I
Kendra.
just do a quick response to that too, Roseanne, is that I recently learned, I think it was Gabor Mate or someone had said that the severity of your response to the stressor matches the severity of your wounding.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a lot of trauma in from your past, developmental trauma or anything that you didn't get what you needed growing up that created a big emotional wound for you, you're going to have a big response to these kinds of threats or stresses in your relationships. And it matches equally so that it's never oh, there's just something wrong with me, or I'm just too emotional or too sensitive. It's not like that. It's really an equal reaction. If it's very severe, it means you have some big wounding under the surface there. And so, absolutely going to see any kind of attuned human being, a coach or a therapist or a friend or a mentor, somebody who can attune to you to help you look at that wound in a safe way. That's what
Yeah.
I'd recommend.
The bigger the reaction, the deeper the wound.
Yeah.
Can I add
So-
something?
Thank you.
Can I add something? Is it okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that helped me is when we think of the thing, whatever comes up, what's triggering us, instead of trying to get rid of it or push it away or squelch it, to think of it as an awakening. This is something I need to pay attention to. This is important. So it's actually helping us. Even though it's painful and it's difficult, it's actually helping us to become aware of what we need to, whatever the wounding is, like Kendra said. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. And I think we have time for one
Linda.
more. Amina wanted to say something.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, the moderators and the organizers, for this beautiful, beautiful, and wonderful program. The first thing I would say, thank you for making me, all of us happy and making our week as mothers. Yeah. And secondly, as a teacher by profession, I'm going to mark you. I'm sorry. I'll give you 98%. The two, I will mark the pictures. You did so very good. As teachers, we don't give 100%. Thank you so much. Lastly, but not the least, Patty said, not only the children. I have 3 kids, but I have another one that I would say I have 4. That fourth one also behaves like a kid. You spoke about it, and I said, oh, this is what we go through. You didn't talk about that for maybe if you have 5 kids, but that sixth one, you really spoke. It's as if like you spoke about that first child. Of course, David should say something about it, but you really melted. I think many more people should join this to learn, because so many young mothers are going through lots of pain, not knowing that there are solutions for this. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Amina. I'm guessing you mean your husband, right? Is your last kid or your first kid? Okay. I just want to make sure I understand.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
Yes.
All right, John, we got time. One more quick one.
Okay.
We got 2 minutes.
For me, one of the things that I thought was most important about living in the moment is remembering that children don't have a history. Children don't have history. They don't have long memories of all these things that happened to them. They haven't gone and studied science and been inundated with all this information about, they don't watch the political news on TV, and they start thinking, oh my God, what's he doing as the president, and all these things. They are living in the moment, and yeah, that's where our problems come from, is that we're living in the past or the future, and we have to really live in the moment. And the other point, especially the most important point, is if you're a religious person, generally speaking, you don't recognize your value unless you're doing some kind of pomp and circumstances at some church, or going there on Sunday, or you're reading the scripture or but actually, as being Shawna's father, I would say that she standing in front of that sink and cleaning those dishes is one of the most holy acts you're ever going to do. Taking care of your children and being aware of their circumstance and situation the way I understand the movement that I joined, that I became part of, and the reason my wife and I even met each other in the first place, is because to create sons and daughters of God that behave the way Shawna and her husband and her children behave. And so I would encourage everybody on this call to take seriously your role as parents, and do not sacrifice standing in front of that sink and washing that dish, or spending that one hug with that child for any kind of a religious ceremony or promise to give a certain amount of money to liberate a certain amount of people. Forget that stuff compared to what you do as mothers, especially mothers. And as the previous caller pointed out, a lot of times people like myself are the extra child in the relationship. So I get that. So we're trying to grow up. Shawna, you're helping your dad to grow up and be a good son of God. Thank you very much.
Aw,
Well said, John. Well
wonderful,
said.
wonderful. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, Shawna. You are a delight today. We are so grateful that you are here to share your presence with us. It was a gift for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now we will hand it over to Myrna to share about what's coming up for next month.
Yes, thank you, Shawna. So next month we have a guest presenter, Betty Blanc, and she's actually a licensed marriage and family therapist. But she's going to give the talk on how to be a good listener in any relationship. She's going to use breakout rooms for us to practice. And so I hope that you can attend it, June 21st, 10 a.m. Pacific time, and I believe that's 8 p.m. Finnish time. I Googled it. So,
Nice.
yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Lovely. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you so much for coming. We couldn't do this without all of you showing up to support and be here to hold this space. And we are grateful and send you on your way with this gift today. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
You too.
Bye.